Go live. Excellent connection. Hey, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Let me see. Put you over here. Down there, it says we have an excellent collection. Hey, guys, it's been a while. Boy, before we get started here, it is now. We got 5 more minutes before we lift off. What a show! What a show we got tonight. We are going to be doing our, well, collectively our 10 favorite guitar solos. But we're not going to just play the solos. We're going to play the entire song because you got to listen to the solos in the context of why they were written and why they were that. And I've got a couple of sneaky ones.
I got a headache. That was way too much pressure.
It is way too much pressure.
Way too much pressure.
But we're going to go to best guitar solos to probably best vocal performances to best drumming and maybe even keyboards for those of you who love your keyboards. But we're going to do these over the next 4 months. And we've got a big announcement when we launch the show. Going to be talking about something very, very, very important. So if you are a fan of the show or even fan of the old New Regal Radio, pay attention because there's a lot to talk about. So let me see.
You're coming in very, very dim.
What was that?
You're coming in very, very low.
Very low?
You might have to pot up.
How's that?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, again, she says, I don't touch the knobs. Well, that's for sure. But I don't touch the board. Bullshit. She lies. She knows she lies, and she tries to cover it up. It's disgusting.
She lies.
She lies. She lies. Let me see.
37 songs.
Daddy. Come here, beautiful people.
All about pain.
What?
Tonight.
Gotta cut this sucker down. Gotta cut that off too.
That is my singing for the year.
Done bowling, heading home. Nighty.
Bowling rules.
Dado listens to us. Oh,
We're
wow, he's
gonna
bowling.
bowl,
He's got a bowler.
We're gonna bowl tonight.
Tonight. We're gonna bowl tonight. We're gonna rock. We're gonna roll. Yes.
Yes. We're gonna score.
We're gonna score. We're gonna score or tonight.
And yes, for those of you who do not know what we're talking about, the classic sequel. Grease 2.
The classic sequel that is Grease 2.
Yes.
And we're saying this because that is Johnny Nogarelli's final word.
Okay.
What?
All right.
I actually do have it. I actually own that, believe it or not, on Facebook. I created the Johnny Nogarelli's Final Word podcast. Hello, I'm Johnny Nogarelli. This is the final word. Hey, it's not copywritten. You could be Johnny Nogarelli.
Oh,
it's true. It's so true.
Light. Yes, I know far too much about that movie. And I own the soundtrack on cassette.
Let's say I'm giving her therapy for her disease. What is that? Nymphoid mania.
What's not to like? It's a movie. It's just a movie about trying to get laid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Aside from Saturday Night Fever. Everyone's trying to get that's what that show. Dancing? No, everyone's trying to get laid. That's what that was about. Saturday Night Fever was a movie about people trying to get laid.
I remember we saw that in the theaters, and it was like, let's go see Saturday Night Fever. Oh, John Travolta's in it. He dances.
I'm glad to say that I never saw that in the theater.
So not only did I see it in the theater, but my mother found
My
$100 bill on the
condolences.
floor. So we saw it for free.
My condolences.
Hey, they did it right because they released it, and then a couple years later, or no, a couple months later, they re-released it in PG version, so all the kids can see it. They made it a family movie.
They did?
Yeah,
it's actually a family version of.
They made a PG version of it. I remember.
All right, here we go. I think it's time for a show.
I think it's time for a show.
I think it's time for a show. Welcome to the jungle. I gotta share this. Going down. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the WTF. What's the Format radio show and livecast here on a Wednesday night at 99 WNRR. I am Mike.
I am Joe. Welcome.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's going on?
I got a headache.
What's the matter?
You threw homework at me in this list and expectations and headache.
Oh, the stress of a name.
Oh,
but that's all right. We were talking about Grease 2. We got talking about some Saturday Night Fever. We were talking about some stuff on the pregame and stuff like that. By the way, you guys can catch all the pregame on the YouTube channel live. Hi, everybody out on YouTube. How's it going? Of course, the voice is always crap. So, nice little ginger and lemon tea here on the program. Good to be with you guys. Thank you for hanging out in the chat room. So I said I was going to not waste time on the announcement. By the way, killer show tonight. Can't wait to get to it. These are classic songs. A lot of us know these classic songs, but to immerse yourselves in the solos of these songs, it's going to be a treat. So we are playing all of these songs in their entirety because I believe the best guitar solos of all time belong in their context, which means the songs that they are written in. So, and that's reason why these songs were chosen, why they're chosen. I want to hear your top 5. I want to hear your top 5. You can post them in the chat. What do you think the top 5 guitar solos of all time? And here's the thing. Yes, it can be Eruption. I like mine as to me, it's harder to write a solo for a song than it is to just go off and do a solo by yourself and record it. All mind you, Eruption is amazing. It's obviously it changed the way we listen to guitar, but to write the perfect solo in a song is so damn difficult that the ones we're going to play absolutely have to be recognized. So we're good. How you feeling, by the way?
Except for your headache. Stressed because you had to throw in iconic and memorable, and it's okay. Is this one good? Is that one good?
That one good.
What about this one? And then there's ones that I like.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone else will. And then there's of course,
Well,
there's honorable mentions
this
and
is our list.
yeah. So
This ain't the list that we're getting from everybody. This is our list.
yeah. Well, I
The way we
understand
like
that.
it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be our show. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. So without the table drum roll, okay. After careful consideration and after several conversations with myself and we, the collective of me, myself, decided that it's been too long, Joe. It's been too long. It's been
Too
12
long.
years of 99 WNR / New Regal Radio. And due to the lack of staffing, one of our prized gems that we laud and which people love, Total Order Magazine. I'm going to take 2 weekends and I'm going to pump out an issue by myself.
Good.
I'm bringing it back. And you know
As
what I'm
it
going to
should
do?
be.
I'm going to create another one right after it. So you're going to get back-to-back issues and restart the fire that we started with Total Order Magazine that everybody loved. And here's the thing. I'm going to be calling all my old writers and I'm going to ask them to write what they want to write, not what we want them to write, what they want to write. If there's something they're passionate about, hey, Playboy had some of the greatest articles. Yes, they did have articles, greatest articles, and were actually award winning, but they were about other things, obviously. So I'm going to be calling all of the old writers and asking them to write what they want to write. And I'm going to make this a magazine for the people, a magazine that we're going to talk. We've got 2 interviews right now that are going to go in it that we've done. And from there, more interviews. And you know what? Put the floor down, put the heavy foot on the ground and go as fast as you can. And you know what? See what happens. Let's see what happens. When we put this sucker out there and we do it like we've always done it and people have paid attention to it and have appreciated the work that's been done, rekindle that fire because everyone loves a good magazine. Total Order, I'll be honest, with the staff that we had, not a problem. It was a phenomenal magazine and well respected in the industry, by the way. Otherwise, we wouldn't get the PR companies and all the record companies like Nuclear Blast and Nuclear Blast and Nuclear Assault contacting us to interview their bands. So guess what? We're going back in first.
That's what we need. Not to go too far into a rabbit hole or not to, but something has to be out there that promotes and pushes something new.
Yep.
And again, I'm not going down there, but I'm tired of going on the online on the interweb and going to Facebook and every other scroll is Linkin Park. I know they have a new singer. I know they have a new album, and it's ramming me. It's ramming it down everyone's
6 months
throat.
later, huh?
What?
Even 6 months later?
It's all it's sickening.
Maybe you got to update your feed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It just okay. We get it. Can we just move on now? There's so many other artists out there, and there's so many other bands.
Right.
And instead of regurgitating all these old stories and kicking up just to put something on by somebody, it'd be very, very refreshing to discover something new, to hear about something new. And it does need to make a comeback because everybody needs something new. Enough already. New is good. So definitely looking forward to it.
Yep. And we'll talk about of course, we'll talk about our show and we'll talk about why. And here's the other thing, guys, and those of you people who are listening, and thank you for doing so. We're going to tell our story. Now, you think that this is just 2 guys that got together, but our story goes back a long time. And ironically, where it ends up, we both wind up being fathers and learning a whole new way of life.
Yes. A whole new way of
A
life.
whole new way of life. But we will save that story for the magazine, because it's right that we tell that story prior to April, but also in April.
Yes.
And where does that go from there? Maybe it goes into more activism.
Definitely.
Because even though our kids are almost done being raised, our mandate here on this planet is probably to do more. And I will say I can speak for myself when I say my mandate is to do more while I'm still breathing. So while we are here, we will go that next step, and we will take this show to that level, and we will include that. Why? Because it's going to help others.
Most definitely.
And I'm sorry, but if you're on this planet and you're not doing something to help somebody else, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? It's our human mandate to help other people. For all of us. It's our human mandate. So we're going to do that. And we're going to take this show in different places. And I'm excited about it because it's a renewed vigor. We don't talk about the same stuff anymore. So I am one for excited. So we are going to dig in. There will be an outline together tonight for this issue. I will be, after this show, I will be helping Sean and doing some stuff, and then we'll be talking about it. And I for one, am excited because
yes,
in the beginning, when Total Order came out, I had the writers, right? And then
yes.
the whole thing, I put together the whole magazine myself for the first 6 years of the magazine. So I'm kind of know what to do when it comes to doing that. So it's going to be done. And I'm excited about it because it's going to kickstart everything. So bands, be aware. You want in? Submit your stuff. There will be a new campaign that's going up as well on Reverb Nation, Joe. It will be a Total Order magazine campaign, which will have you interviewed by us and then live. And then that interview will be on the pages of Total Order magazine. Not 3 months later, not 2 months later, but the very next month. So you get it in video form, and you got the printed again. The printed word is kind of cool, I have to admit.
Yes, it's.
Go ahead.
No, it is good because we need more. Again, we need more of that. More of the printed word, so people read more, to get involved more, to see more. We need more of that.
And within the human mandate is also what I'll be requesting of the writers. I don't want them to talk about music. We talk about music. We play music. It's a music station. Hello. Except for us, we talk. But the bottom line is I want people to talk about that human mandate. So these guys will be writing what they want to write. They're not going to be writing about music because it's overkill. Not the great song that we play on this. But if you look into the camera, boys and girls, we did it before. We're going to do it again. And that's what I'm excited about. That is what I am pumped about. Put a little fire under me. That's what I like. And if I got to burn the midnight oil, 3-4 o'clock in the morning, Miss Effects will tell you, leave me alone. You got to see this. Looks tremendous. And for bands like Queensryche, Dokken, Striper, Trickster, Dead by April, Devour the Day, Lacey Sturm, Red, Greta Van Fleet, for them to want to come aboard Stitched Apart, for them to want to come aboard and be part of Total Order magazine is the way that's how it got big. They saw the couple issues and they were said, yes, absolutely, we want part of this. So hello, how you doing? How easy is this to figure out? So guess what? No more standing aside idly. Idly. I think it's idly. And wait. Do what I do. Do what I do best. Take the ball and bowl it. Run with the ball. You know, it might be a 16-pounder, slight grease on the outside because I like doing the spin. But absolutely. So there you go. Total Order magazine. It's going to dovetail into campaigns. It's going to go right to what's the format? Radio show and live cast. And we're going to be doing this in other formats as well. Lastly, because people have asked for it, because it needs to be there on its own, there will be a site that will house this, its own site. Because people have said, if you're doing a magazine, yes, it's good to have the printed version and everything like this, but you need to have a site. We've been toiled with it because we wanted to roll it in. It's almost too much to put together for one site. So yes, there will be a magazine site. And you know what? We're going to do it for a couple of issues. Now, this is where it gets dicey for people. We're going to do it for a couple of issues back to back, and we're going to put everything we have into it. The longevity of that said magazine will be based on the interest and the popularity of these two comeback issues. If it doesn't, no problem. They always say that you give it the old college try. As long as you do anything in your life to the best of your ability, you can walk away from anything with your head held high and say, you know what? Did everything you could. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with walking away. But as long as you give it an honest shot and don't kid yourself about it, and you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I did what I could. Then that's fine. Then it's okay to walk away. And then that's it. Me and Joe are still going to do this show, and we'll sit here and we'll have our time for 2 hours and talk about music and hang out because this is our time. We're just sharing it with you guys. This is our time and we're sharing it. We want to share these moments of music with you guys. That's why we built this show. These are our stories. These are who we are. And we're putting that out in front of you guys to enjoy the music and enjoy those moments. And sometimes, hey, they're just like us and reminisce. That's what this show's about. It was never about, look what I got.
No.
It's never about that.
Although it's fun.
We do that because we totally bust each other's stones all the time about it. And it's fun. And we're 50 years old. So we understand it's about fun, for God's sake.
And that goes all the way back to the beginning.
We've been through tougher points in our lives. Yeah. So you have to understand the context of this show and why we do it and why we honestly love to do it.
Yeah, you don't think we're serious most of the time, do you?
Yeah, if you think you're serious, especially during the show, you're down the wrong channel, man.
Yes, yeah.
It tastes good. All right, so we got our work cut out for us. Joe doesn't know what he's in for. He will, but he doesn't know what he's in for right now.
I took notes. I wrote stuff down. Okay,
that's not only this. We're talking magazine here. Gonna bring you in, and this is gonna go for all the people, past and present, that work on the station. Because I truly believe that when you get a group of people working together, great things happen. I always do, but working together. Completely together.
Yes.
So and you know what, as a person who's going to be at some point in time moving the entire station over to Jackie. What better gift that I could give of having things blossom again and revving up on all, hammer down. That would be great. So I will be in touch with everybody, and I'm excited about it. But now we're going to play some music. I have a list. First, I'm gonna let's do, and this is tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8, so I've got three honorable mentions. So let's talk about those first before we get into a song.
Okay.
Give me an honorable mention you got.
Well, let me just start off by saying everybody knows the Mount Rushmore of guitar solos. And if I have to tell you, then you don't know. But
well, I don't know, what is the Mount Rushmore of guitar solos. I can tell you if you're right or wrong.
You got Stairway, and you got the Eagles, and you got Layla. And
ooh, see, that didn't make.
But there's a lot of common ones. 25 or 6 to 4. You got all those. And I get that. The way I always approached and looked at it, which is not exactly successful, is let's see what's on the other side. Let's see what else we got. But that being said, I'm just weird. Anyway.
So what's the Mount Rushmore to you is
Mount Rushmore. You see, Mount Rushmore is too big of a term, but there's the common ones that everybody kind of knows about.
You said Layla?
You got
Stairway. What are the other two?
Hotel California.
25,
6 or 4.
25, 6 to 4. That's not even close.
Well,
how does 25? How does 20? And look, we talked about Terry Kath last week.
This is true. And again, maybe
Mount Rushmore
does 25 a little bit too.
And it's a great solo, but how does that go before Comfortably Numb? You're crazy.
There you go. That's okay. Maybe I was wrong by using Mount Rushmore. Maybe. You know what? I was wrong for using Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I didn't remember Comfortably Numb. I'm in a Chicago mode still, but still, there's these ones that everybody heard. And chances are they're not going to be on my list because they're on everyone else's list.
Right.
So,
true.
My first honorable mention.
Okay.
It's an honorable mention because it's not just one person. It's several.
Okay, go for it.
It's Dweezil Zappa's Staying Alive. And the guitar solo is made up from 5 different people.
Really?
They each got a little snippet. It's Zakk Wylde, Steve Lukather,
Lukather.
Thank you, Lukather.
Mm-hmm.
Warren DeMartini.
Oh yeah, that's hot.
Nuno Betancourt.
Okay.
And then he's a session musician who's apparently played with everybody. I've never heard of him. Tim Pierce.
Oh, Tim Pierce.
You know him.
Tim Pierce was the main guitar player for Rick Springfield during the first 3 or 4 tours. So Tim Pierce is a great session musician, phenomenal guitar player, phenomenal.
Very long list. And I mean, and of course you got Donny Osmond singing it, but the guitar solo is made up by that group right there, which was pretty impressive.
Okay.
That's an honorable mention.
Okay. All right. So this is I'll give you a couple of them, and this was tough. All Good People.
But yes.
That is a jam. That is incredible work. Steve Howe on that solo.
Oh yes.
That whole solo is amazing. So I love that solo. Another one who I really wanted them to make it. So I need to No, I don't. It was very close to making it. I was going to play it. Do you feel like I do, Peter Frampton? Frampton Comes Alive. Yep. There you go. Yep.
Panther Comes Alive. Had this when it first came out. Never played it. Do not understand why it's so popular. But the 20-minute guitar solo, that's
Do you feel
that's
like,
live.
do you
That's
feel
not
like
studio.
do you feel like I do is a great, just a phenomenal solo.
Yeah, it's just one of those.
Um, I'm gonna get into a couple that we agree on, and I mean these you guys know this, and so we'll get into it. But again, you guys have heard these songs millions of times, but just revel in the amazing guitar work on that one. And the first one is obviously that I'm gonna pick that we both agree on, right? Is Hotel California.
Yes, it
Okay.
is
Here's some Eagles,
definitely,
of course.
definitely
Listen,
everything about it is good.
yeah, I mean, this is one of the things where it's like magic. What's going on? So check it out. We're gonna play it now, and the live version is really really good. But we're gonna play the studio version right now. Here's the Eagles, here 99 WNRR. Now, and the live version is really good. Studio version. Here's the Eagles, here 99 WNRR. So nasty. So nasty. Feast. The classic fade out here at 99 WNRR. 9:30 here on the East Coast. Good to be with you here for a considerable amount of time today as we talk. The WTF show goes over our 10 most favorite. Well, combined, really, it's less than 10 because we have the same kind of faves as far as our songs. This happens, I think, on 3 occasions on our list, so it'll be a little bit shorter. So we were talking about that again. Those are just crazy notes coming up with that.
There's not a thing wrong with that song.
Yeah, no.
It's
you said one of the perfect. Do you talk about the perfect written song?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
It's I will go far as to say that there's nothing wrong with that song. It's just everything about it. It's just it's yeah. That's why people are still listening to it to this day.
Yeah.
It's just one of those songs.
It is. It is. Another one that which I was thinking about putting in here due to obviously, but I said this last week for John Sykes, but an honorable mention did not make the top 5. But Is This Love, to me, is one of the sweetest solos. And if you look at the guitar work, there's a couple of videos of some guys playing the guitar parts underneath everything, and the chord structures and everything in the solo to this song is, you hear the, but he is doing some stuff. He's doing harmonics and flips and pull offs, and in a very, very, it's like the most unique way that I've heard him do all of these things in the context of that song. So to me, guitar wise, it doesn't have to be bombastic. It is just that amazing. It's that amazing. Question. Now, guitar players, hardcore guitar players will say this is blasphemy. But again, I pick solos in the context of the songs. Did Eruption make your top 5?
Mine?
Yeah.
No.
No, it didn't.
It didn't, only because, like I said, it's on everyone's list.
Mm.
I'm trying to introduce other things, and I pretty much pick songs. And see, you're a musician, so you're like, oh, the way they took the notes and bent this and bent. I like the solo. It made me feel good. I'm the
Well,
I'm simple
that's why
about
we
it.
got the yin and the yang of the yin
Yeah.
and the
So,
yang,
and again, that falls under that. That's one of those.
or the yin ling. That's very
There
good.
we go.
There you go.
That's one of those songs that it just, first and foremost, to not be on anyone's, anyone who enjoys music and knows how to play guitar,
Yeah.
that's definitely up there, because that's a nice introduction. It's a nice, this is who I am and this is what I can do. So you hear that, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
we're in for something here. This is something. And of course, when you're young, you're just like, dude, this is great. And then once you get older, you're like, no, that was more than just great. That
Mhm.
was the beginning. That was a creation. That was more than just a solo. That was your introduction to an iconic musician. So but when you're 15, you're like, dude, that rocks. You got to hear this song. And then when you're old, you're like, no,
Um,
that was something special. So, but again, it's on everyone's list.
yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. Another one again. I'm a fan of this. This actually, Rick Beato. You know who Rick? Do you know who Rick Beato is?
The name doesn't sound familiar.
Um, he has a very popular podcast about music. He's a producer. He's been so. He actually did an interview with Tori
Ah,
at her place. Yeah, he said because there is a you'll love it. It's what makes this album great or something like this, and he does all these different things. He has an ear course, he has a guitar course. He's a very talented guy. And I didn't like him at first. I'm like, he's doing a podcast trying to make money. But you know what? In this day and age, that's what you got to do. His is absolutely quality. He's got a ton of followers. I'm a big fan of his now. Uh, and I'm biggest fan because he actually did a just a one off of an album that affected him so much that he says it's the perfect album in the way it was recorded and done. Guess what album?
too much pressure. I,
Little Earthquakes.
of course, because he was talking to Tori and then the whole
Affected.
Lincoln.
This is the actually
Yeah,
what got him the interview.
right.
He did this thing like a couple of years ago on Little Earthquakes, and he said how it affected him so much. You could hear him emotionally going through the album, and I'm sitting there watching him going, dude, that's exactly how I felt when I heard the record. It's exactly how I felt when I heard the record. And I was like, holy crap. It's like a kindred spirit kind of thing. So I wrote him hardcore. I said, it's like, dude, I was honest with him. I said, dude, Rick, I said, I'll be honest with you. When you came out, I wasn't a big fan. I said, but I've grown to appreciate the channel, grow to appreciate the interviews. Keep going, keep going. Wasn't happy that he took my design style because he said, what do you do? I said, well, I interview, and I've been a radio host for at that point 11 years. And next thing you know, his interview block design looks similar to the ones that I've done. Put it to you that way. I was like, oh, like to use Bavis New and do this half black. And I'm like, oh, nice job, Rick. Who'd you get to do that,
Now
dude?
he's back on your list.
But he's like, no, he did what he did for Little Earthquakes, so he's always off that list. But this I floated. This song was in, was out, was in, was out. Um, Another honorable mention, "Send Her My Love," because Rick Beato says he did a whole thing on this solo that it's the perfect guitar solo. Send Her My Love by Journey off of Frontiers,
Yeah.
1983. And I did, it is. It's even the key change. I love everything about it. But something had to go in its place. And how do you have the best guitar solos without having this guy? I love everything about it. But something had to go in its place. And how do you have the best guitar solos without having this guy? The mighty Edward, of course, here on 99 WNRR. That is Hot for Teacher. Very, very, very tough call to put that in the top. But if I was going to pick one that I remember that is just like, wow, that's amazing. Holy crap. It definitely would be. Of all his solos within the songs, I mean, there's so many good ones. You could take anything from the first record. You could put in there. You could take anything to me from Fair Warning, from Diver Down. There's some great stuff. Hang 'em High. Some of the stuff that he does is just sick. But the one thing that sticks, that's the one solo that always sticks in my head. So of course you can't have a top 5 or a top 10 without Edward. So
well, you see now, you on my list, I got a Van Halen solo, but it was on the Brian May project, the Brian May and Friends Starfleet. It's this little album that came out that Brian put out that no one knew about, handful of people, and he worked with Eddie, and there was a video, and Eddie did some incredible work on it, excellent solo, but this schmuck bought it. I knew about it, but not too many people did. And then on the anniversary of the release of the original, Brian put together a nice box set. And of course, with Eddie not being here, he took every single note that Eddie recorded and he put it on a disc, and it's a nice package. And if you haven't heard it, the song's called Starfleet. It came out in '83. But Eddie plays some really, really good stuff on there. The guitar solo is really, really nice. And somebody like that, there's so many artists that no matter what they do, you really just can't pick one. That was my problem, because I'm like, okay, now where do I go? With Eddie Van Halen, there was, like you did, there were so many, you had to pick one. My head exploded. I couldn't do it. With John Sykes, once again, there was just too much pressure for me, but it is difficult because they have such a library of work, and you're just like, okay, to pick one. And I kind of buckle under pressure, so I can't just pick one. And that's like that with so many other artists. Like Stevie Ray Vaughan. How do I pick one Stevie Ray Vaughan that outshined them all? And it's tough. So I got to whittle it down to what introduced me to Stevie, and that would be Couldn't Stand the Weather. But everything that man did was good. And let's not forget the solo he did for Let's Dance from Bowie. It's another memorable sort of solo that everybody knows about. Just too much. The head hurts. And now you're mentioning these stuff, and I'm like hitting myself. I'm like, yeah, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of this? And I'm too much pressure.
It is. It's really tough.
Like Gary Moore, tremendous, phenomenal guitarist. Can't pick one. Thin Lizzy got a song, Still in Love with You. Brian Robertson was, I believe, the guitarist on that one. Excellent solo. Excellent song. Was on their fourth album, Nightlife. That version was great. And then what they did live was even better. And when I put the list together, you forget, or you got other things on your mind. And so it just a lot going on. But yeah, the Eddie was on my list, but for the not saying it's better and not saying it's iconic, but it's something that more people need to hear. Definitely. But then again, pretty much everything he did was great. So, but that's my rant on Eddie. So
that's but there is somebody who you do have in your list here, which is definitely a guitar hero and no slouch. People might have their opinions of him, but he did open up the door for a ton of guitar players. That is without a doubt. We're going to go back to the first solo record, Joe's top 5 solos that he loves. Ace, I'm in Need of Love. Crank it up, 99. WNRR. Top 5 of solos that he loves. Ace. Crank it up. 99. Through all the time. I have to. It's been a while since I listened to this record, man. It's been a while. It's been a minute since I played this record.
It's still good as since the day as it did the day it came out,
and it's still better than Paul's.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Ace Frehley playing on 99 WNR right now. Of course, we don't play the music here on YouTube because we want to stay streaming. So,
yes.
So,
that song, let me tell you, when I got that album Christmas Eve, and that was my least favorite album at the time, song at the time. Yeah. For some reason, and then as I grew older, I appreciated it. What I like best about that solo is the song is so mellow and it's so, kind of somber, just him whining the whole time. And then that solo kicks in and it's a nice little, kick in the ass that, picks you up. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is great. It's like, okay, all right, thank you. This is what, and just a great, that's why I like that solo so much. Cause it just comes right in.
Yeah.
And that's a standout one for me. Took many years for that song to grow on me, but I love that little kick into it and boom, and he's off and running. So
they're 99 WNRR. Great track. Ace Frehley off the solo record 78. I'm in need of love on 99 WNRR. I think it's a great freaking song, No, I'm actually a plumber. 99 WNRR.
Yeah, still holds up.
As it does. I'm in need of love by the one and only Ace Frehley. How's everybody doing? Okay. Everybody good? All right. I can't. I love to talk like Ace Frehley. I guess, I don't know.
Uh,
I like to go like yeah, I'd love to punk Gene as Ace. That would be so good. Be like, hello. I'd be like, hey buddy, what's going on?
Ace is, and only because we played a song earlier. Ace is sort of like the. He reminds me of Joe Walsh.
Oh
Joe
yeah,
Walsh talks
absolutely.
like he's constantly slurring, whether he's drunk or sober.
Well,
He always sounds like
that's called irreparable brain damage from alcohol. That's what that
he
is.
always sounds like he has one too many in him.
Joe Walsh got that thing on the side of his mouth. Joe Walsh, man.
Just listening to Joe Walsh talk and now listening to Ace talk, it's like the same thing. And either one of them talk like they could care. They're like, this is what it is and deal with it. If not, oh well.
James Gang, great band. James Gang was a great band. I'm saying that was great stuff. Let's get right into the next one. This made number 4 on my list. Uh, People would say, "Oh, by the way, big shout out that Guitar Magazine named Shock Me is the 46th best guitar solo on recorded guitar solo. That's for him to get props out of all of those guitarists. I mean, the Eric Johnsons of the world, the Jimmy Pages of the world. He's got like 3 songs in there, but the Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, for him to get love like that, I thought that was amazing. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Testament that he did change a lot of people's lives with his guitar playing, but so did this guy. And everyone says, "Oh, it's Bohemian Rhapsody." What? The song is iconic. I tout the song as the best written song of all time. To me, is Bohemian Rhapsody by far. By far, they say, "Oh no, it's Stairway." Nope, it's
No.
Bo Rap was the best written piece of music by a rock band. Period. End of story. And we can get into classical music, and those things are just amazing the way that they're written. But Bohemian Rhapsody, best song of all time, but not the best solo of all time. I thought this one was. She keeps them always yonder in a pretty cabin. Best song, but not the best solo of all time. I thought this one was. Just like Maria Antoinette. Never kept the same address. Just like a baroness. She can get specifics and precise. She's a killer. 99 WNRR. Little Killer Queen, of course, from the Sheer Heart Attack record, I believe. I believe Sheer Heart Attack.
I believe so.
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why I do not see this song here. I can't believe. Well, let me look at this. It's like endless songs. Here's going to be one of yours coming up. Oh, there we go. Boom.
Killer Queen.
No. There you go. I want to talk about this one because this was on your list, and while I'm happy that this is on your list, I'm curious to know why there's so many great solos, even by this guy. That why you chose "Ain't That a Shame" by Cheap Trick.
Again, because there's so many to choose from and so many to go by. With this song, they gave it to you up front. They just started playing as a build-up and a build-up, and it just kept building up and building up. It's not let's listen to the song and then it's not in the middle or the end. This was everything at the beginning. This is to get you going. This is to get you into it, to get you listening, to get you excited for what you're about to hear, even though it's a cover. But
Right.
it just keeps playing and he starts again and he keeps playing some more. It's just a nice buildup, a nice intro. And then it goes right into the song. Because when you first hear, you're not really quite sure what they're doing. When it first came out and they first
Right.
started playing it, they just started playing it like, okay, what song is this? What song is this? What is this? Is this from what the hell are they playing? They just is
Right.
this the guitar? And then it goes right into a song. So you're like, oh, so even if you don't like the song or you're tired of hearing it, you're excited because you had such an introduction to it.
Right.
It just gets you.
And I agree. I mean, it is one of the, I think everybody knows it because it was so popular and prevalent on the record. And the thing is that when he starts really riffing off, you're
Yeah,
like, yeah. And you can air guitar to it because you know it.
yeah.
So, and that to me, if you could air guitar to it because it's in your memory so good, that's a mark of a great solo. It just is. But this is live. We're going to Cheap Trick at the Budokan record. This is Ain't That a Shame. But this is live. We're going to Cheap Trick at the Budokan record. This is Ain't That a Shame. Which one is that? Oh, the complete?
Yeah.
Nice. Tea break. Hey, everybody. What the hell was that? Oh, this is that mixed thing. This is what Miss FX had wrong. This is what. Hey, everybody. This is Miss FX. No. Everybody.
Oh, wow. Psychedelic.
Welcome.
Sounds like Hawkwind.
For sure. That's a lot of fun, isn't it? takes up a lot of speed. That it just cranks up. I tell you, these broadcast modules are just like such a pain in the ass when it comes to uh broadcasting. Hey, I needed some more tea.
Okay.
So, we're gonna roll right along here. This was kind of cool. This is high on the top 50 solos all time for Guitar Magazine, but it's not usually high on people's list. It was on ours. It was on ours. You put this at the top of your list. And I have to tell you, if it wasn't for one song, it would be at the top of my list.
Well,
why this song for you?
Well, first of all, it's not necessarily the top of the list. You just, you said, what's your top five? It's like, oh, and again, I kind of thunk, but in this particular choice, it's an artist that has a reputation, and unfortunately, the music takes the back seat, and not a lot of people are aware exactly. They know, but they don't really know exactly how talented this individual was. And I always say that the guy never worked a day in his life, never, because he enjoyed what he did.
Yeah.
And I had the distinct pleasure of seeing him twice. And it's just one of those. It's just one of those solos that it, in a sense, falls like it just felt so right and so good, and it had such an impact. I really got to work on using my words more gooder, but it just, everything about it just had a nice flow to it. It just kept going, and it just pulls you right in, and you just listen to it. And then of course, when they play it on the radio, God forbid you have a song that's more than 3.5 minutes long. It always got faded out, and it's like, yeah, that's just, let's just get rid of dessert.
I have to ask you, because we never talked about it, but this cat live, Spiritual?
No.
There?
I saw him with a huge ensemble, and then I saw him with 5 people.
Best show?
And the 5 people, one of the best shows.
One of the best shows.
I don't stand during a concert. I don't move during a concert. I sit and...
That's a fact.
Yeah. You would never know I'm enjoying myself at a concert. And got up. I even sang along at a certain point. And I mean, it just...
Doing the Joan Cusack?
With the neck brace.
Doing the Joan Cusack with the neck brace. That's Joe at a concert.
Now you see, nobody in that scene appreciates the girl that she's dancing with, and she's got that smile on her face.
And she's like,
she's thinking it just as much. But yeah, and also the song gets played out, and everybody kind of knows it, but still, when you hear it, you're just like, well, it's like you kind of get tired of hearing the song, but then once the end kicks in, you're just like, oh, there it is. There's the part that I enjoy. There it is. You're just like,
Squirrel moment. Squirrel. I'm sure you had to, or maybe not, but did you ever watch Shameless?
The TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a comeback for her in that show. Joan was amazing in that show.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much her in the 80s style as well, but some of the freaky shit. That show, I love that show, was a test of boundaries.
Yeah.
Of decency. Oh boy, does it take it just seems commonplace. Anyway, I've digressed. We'll talk about that another time.
But
But
yeah,
this song is on both of our lists, and I want to get to it because I really am now that he's talked about seeing him live, and of course I will always be jealous of that because I always wanted to see him live, but you know.
technically, my son was there because Mara was pregnant. She was real pregnant. So he got to
Well,
experience it as
then you
well.
know what? I gotta tell you right there, someone's about to get a big, 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 big applause on that one because yeah, you're pregnant. You're going to a Prince show. That's impressive.
Yes.
Impressive. Hell yeah.
The man never worked a day in his life.
It's like, man.
You may not like everything he's done, and you may think he was out there with the whole symbol
Mhm.
and everything, but if you find out why he did what he did and why this was that and the other thing, you kind of get it, but
Shame
he just
he didn't put out a biography, man.
he just kept making music. It
Yeah.
was all about making music.
Both of them,
And
both of those because they were so close together and both of the same reason, man. Him and Petty. You know, just such interesting characters that would have done a great biography. And I'm like, you know, both of them because of opioid abuse.
yeah.
Crazy. Too many Percocets, man. Too many Percocets.
And
Hey,
what's
look,
really
I
fun,
played live with a Percocet, man. You don't take 10 of them, bro. Okay. You just don't.
like I told my kids when they were younger, the candy bar theory. One candy bar good. Seven candy bars, not good.
Not good. Not good. Anyway, crank it up, everybody. Here's Prince. It's a great one. Purple Rain. 99. WNRR. Mike and Joe here. WTF Radio Show. Livecast. WTF Radio Show. time for something new. That means you too. But you can't seem to make up your mind. I think you better come. Let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain, purple rain. '99 WNII. Loving that one. 99 as woohoo. I'm not going to double up on that one. Mike and Joe here at the WTF radio show home livecast, of course, going out live on 99 WNRR on our YouTube at 99 WNRR. And of course, you can hear us on the smart speaker. And thanks to the old 99 WNRR just seemed to be going away. We're the only 99 WNRR on TuneIn. So all you have to do is say, hey, Alexa, swing your sweet little ass over there. No. Hey, Alexa, play 99 WNRR on TuneIn. And boom, there we are, right in your face, all over the place.
Yes.
With music. Great music. And soon, of course, don't forget, coming up tomorrow, three great shows. the one that you got to start yourself off with is obviously at noon. It's the Hard Rock Lunchbox with DJ Perlman. The first 20 minutes, he drops knowledge on you like you get bitch smacked. Okay, that's all there is to it. He drops knowledge on you, and you're like, "Wow, I'm this stupid." It really is. It really is. You just get like a knowledge slap like upside the head, like dumbass. Like literally listen to the show the first 20 minutes. I mean, yeah, he talks about some politics, mostly about politics, but what he does talk about, he's so smart and so well informed. You really do feel smarter or dumber depending on how you look at yourself. If you have bad self-esteem, you're gonna look like a stupid ass. If you're pretty positive, you're gonna be like, wow, I did not know that. So depends on how you look at yourself. Listen to the Hard Rock Lunchbox coming up. Of course, great shows, including check out on the station Sean Williamson doing amazing. Just his shows is killer. And so much participation. People are checking out. He is the hot DJ on the station right now. So definitely check it out. I'm going to be talking to him briefly for a little while as soon as we're done with the station. So we got one more track here to play, and I'm going to kick Joe out before I play the last one tonight. So, not bad. Good list too. The other one you have another one, Extreme Rise.
Yeah.
Which I was curious about that one because it's so new, but the solo is killer. It shows Nuno. I mean, just think. For my money, Play With Me could have been in there.
Yeah, and again, it was one of those where this can go, and I just because I'm always picking things older and much older, so I said the hell with it, let's go with something new. And no, that solo in Rises, that's just sick. And somebody else who just
hold on one second.
He does get a lot of credit. He just needs a lot more.
Yeah, give it a second. I'm loading up a song, which was dumb. But since we're so maxed out, you're getting cut off a little bit. So it happens when you max out a stream and you're trying to load up a song. It's like, damn it. Did she really play The Heat Is On tonight? Did she really play Glenn Frey tonight? Gonna hear some Glenn Frey tonight.
And then just real quick while we're waiting, another honorable mention. And again, not just one artist, but a collaboration, a collection of so many artists that it needs to be addressed. And that, of course, is Stars by Hearing Aid back in '95, where you had a conglomerate of guitarists all getting together.
You know what? It's your list. It's your list. Me,
it's not the world's. Listen, it's not the world's greatest
solos. I thought that they were horrible solos for that song.
Yes,
they're all trying to show their wares, and I get it. Everyone wants to outdo it.
It's a mention. It's an honorable mention. Not. It's to get them all together.
I get it. But I'm curious of this one. Hotai, Happy Christmas.
Now, Hotai. Yeah, because first of all, it's a Christmas song. I get that.
Okay.
And back when it was out, it was on Merry Xmas 1. He was the last track. Never heard of him, but I bought it for all the other artists. And I understand it's an instrumental, but at the end of the song, just like sort of like Ace Frehley in A Need of Love, he makes it his, and he just adds this killer solo to the end, and it just makes the song so much more. I mean, if you haven't, check it out. It's one of my all-time favorite Christmas songs. Yeah, it's an instrumental, and apparently the guitarist, he's huge in Japan, of course. But
I was gonna say, wait, hold on.
He's been in the business for 40 years. No, my girlfriend's in Canada. But Yeah, like I said, it's an odd choice, but it's something that it's worth listening to because yeah, you figure, when someone covers a Christmas song, it's usually karaoke, it's note for note, it's okay, and then maybe they'll change a tone or add something to it. And in this particular case, he's like, okay, I'm gonna play by your rules up to this point. Then I'm making it mine. And it's just killer. It just makes me like the song much more.
Makes you want to sing.
Doesn't make me want to sing, but it's one of those that I'm always listening to around the holidays. It just gets me in a good mood. And it again, it's no one in the States has really heard of them. And it's kind of an unknown, which is my thing. But it's one of those that, by all means, come next December, check it out.
Okay, cool. We'll do. Before we get on out of here, next week, what do you think? Drummers, drum parts, or vocals? Best singing performance on a record, best drum performance on a record.
Okay, well, again, that's just because there's so many artists yeah, we can let's do drummers.
Drummers. Next week, our top 10 best drumming performances.
Oh, my head's gonna hurt.
We're
gonna handle this one differently, and
the Percocets are gonna need to be going
because it's because
yes,
my head's like it's like a Rolodex. I got okay, this artist and this song and this band, and now I got to go through each and every one of them, and it hurts because I'm like, oh God, what about this one? What about that one? And as you and I are talking tonight, I'm like hitting myself. I'm like, damn, I forgot about that, and of course that, and this and that, and again, I wrote this tremendous list. I took notes.
He took copious notes.
Yes, and again, because there's so many there's one guitarist that no one ever talks about. Nobody.
Ooh.
Roy Clark.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That man just.
Oh yeah.
You got, but then again, you got Buddy Guy. And of course, you got Stevie Ray Vaughan. You got Gary Moore, Jeff Beck. You got the Zappas. Frank.
Oh, absolutely. Look, there's a ton of them. You've got Tony McAlpine. You've got Al Di Meola. You've got John McLaughlin. You go up and down the list. Forget about just rock guitar players. You've got jazz fusion guitar players. You got, everybody down the line. None of Jimmy Page didn't make our list. Put it that way. But then again, he was sloppy, tasty, but sloppy. Sloppy. Love him. Inspired a whole generation. Probably the greatest chord master ever. The shit that he came up with, I am forever grateful for. All the tunings are crazy, especially the Rain song. Hello, how you doing? If I was going to put, give me, we could put us also, we could do an acoustic guitar. There are plenty of acoustic things out there that we could play, do top tens. Absolutely. So I'm going to get this last song in here so we can get out of here, and I can actually hit the sack. Don't forget.
But before that song,
yeah,
I can't go any further without definitely an unsung guitar hero that had an unbelievable solo that made such a statement. And we can't go any further without acknowledging Ralph Macchio in Crossroads. His guitar playing in Crossroads was just,
well, it saved his soul, so it had
bar none.
It had to be heavenly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still funny. That's still funny.
And if we want to go back into the 60s, we can hit the Monkees with Valerie. And that guitar playing in that song, which we knew wasn't Mike, but Valerie.
Yeah.
By Lewis Shelton.
Yes.
But definitely got to talk about Crossroads, the infamous guitar battle at the end.
Obviously, obviously, that's you're talking Steve Vai.
Yes. Another one does great work. You just don't know where to go.
Yeah, Joe Satriani.
Yes.
You know, Surfing with the Alien.
That was the first CD I ever bought at Record Clown.
Really?
Yes. That, out of all the CDs, I picked that one because
we didn't pick Crazy Train. We didn't pick Randy. We didn't pick.
Yeah, again, because you're just
there's so much. I would have picked Diary of a Madman.
Right. And again, it's
Mother. I would have picked Mother from Ozzy's first record when he starts going off on do 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 do
friggin' I listened today
kind of thing going on. I'm like, this is pretty freaking cool. So there's a lot of people that
Zebra. Wait until summer's gone.
Yeah, I mean, you could pick
maybe not
Jackson.
Maybe not memorable, maybe not monumental, but that the guitars in that is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
tell me what you want. That solo is pretty damn good.
Right. This is why my head hurt, man.
Yeah, it does hurt, but the ones that could stick with you, and that
right. And again, it
more time.
And one more, because it falls on the line of almost like Purple Rain.
Yeah.
If you've never seen the film Still Crazy, it's sort of like it took place over in England, almost like Spinal Tap, but a fictional band trying to make a comeback. Check the movie out, but the last song is called The Flame Still Burns. Foreigner covered it, but it wasn't as impactful as it was by the band was called Strange Fruit in the movie. But give that a listen, because once again, like the guitars kick in at the end,
mm-hmm.
and it's just a tremendous song, and not too many people know about it. I know about it, but it's definitely something. The Flame Still Burns by Strange Fruit, and just a phenomenal, excellent song. Definitely give that one a listen. And I think
these solos from the band The Righteous Apples.
Righteous Apples, E.G. Daly. Don't no. Oh, that'll give me good for vocal and acoustic. Okay. All right. But yeah, E.G. Yeah, don't talk bad about E.G.
We can do Ronnie Wood. Anything from the Faces is really good. Of course, Stevie Ray Vaughan. You got all your blues players.
Jeff Beck. Superstitious.
You got Jeff Haley, God rest his soul. So many good players. Clapton, we didn't even touch on except for Layla. But so many good players, so many great solos. You can't pick them. But alas, there is yet but one song that to me, nobody comes close. Anyway, and can you tell who that is?
I don't know. My head hurts. I feel kind of numb.
Good guys, we'll catch you next week. It's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about drummers and play some more music as we are going to be doing more and more of here on the WTF show, and more information about the LPL Top 20 and the vote coming up as well. There's a ton of stuff going on, boys and girls. Strap yourselves in, pay attention, and come along for the ride. We'll see you next week, guys. Great show, Joe.